Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. So today you are at the Omaha Conservatory of Music for a very special reason. I'm going to start with reading what's on the back of your program, just to give you an introduction into what we are doing today. Now in its 8th year, the Poetry and Music Project connects student writers and their words with composers to create original scores and explore the connections between poetry and music. I'm your host, Noni Williams. In fall 2024, Opera Omaha and the Nebraska Writers Collective invited students from Nebraska and Iowa to submit works of poetry on the theme, My Neighborhood. Throughout the fall, over 200 elementary, middle, and high school students took part in the Nebraska Writers Collective-led poetry and music writing workshops focused on helping students to add musicality to their poetry. For the 24-25 project, Opera Omaha requested poems that explored how, even though we all may be Nebraskans or Iowans, where we come from still has a profound effect on who we are. Asking poets to think deeply about what community means to them and how it is formed. Opera Omaha received 66 poem submissions from students across Nebraska, inspired by the theme, My Neighborhood. Poets ranged from second graders to high school juniors, including first-time poets and seasoned writers. While there were many outstanding poems submitted to the project, in the end, project composers Sydney Marquez Bokirin and hip-hop artist Light Pole selected 13 poems that inspired them to create original music with the poems as lyrics. In spring 2025, poets and composers, along with the project pianist, Opera Omaha head of music Josh Quinn, and Opera Omaha singers gathered for workshops to collaborate on the original pieces of music. These workshops were a magnificent inspiration for the composers and singers as the students participated in the collaborative process of molding the pieces into their final form through the thoughtful questions and energetic responses, and that is what we are here today to experience. Following the premiere of the 14 original pieces of music at the Poetry and Music Project concert, recordings of the songs will be available on the Opera Omaha website, as well as a digital version of the Poetry and Music Project book. Before I get into a little bit more about that Poetry and Music Project book, I would like to point out, you did hear me say 13 poems were selected, and you're going to hear 14 original pieces, so there's a fun surprise in there. We'll get to it along the road, but I wanted to make sure you guys heard that. Okay, if you want to go to the poetry book digitally, you can go to operaomaha.org/poetry. All poems submitted to the project are featured in the Poetry and Music Project book, which you all should have or could grab when you came in, and available on the Opera Omaha website. This is the part where I say this is being professionally recorded, so please silence your phones. If you think they are, please check again. Make sure that all of your notifications are off. We don't want it to go off while we're hearing this art performed and affect the recording. So please put them away. Enjoy the moment. You don't need to record anything yourself. You will have a professional recording available to you soon. Okay, and that should take a few weeks. I would like to, again, tell you who our composers are for today. We have Sydney Marquez Bokirin and hip-hop artist Light Pole. We are so excited to hear what they have helped to create for you all today. As far as musicians, today you'll hear 14 original pieces of music. Art song pieces composed by Sydney Bokirin will be performed by Holland Community Opera Fellows Alejandra Sandoval Montañez and Rosemary Joyce. Holland Community Opera Fellows and Opera Omaha artists, Jesse Woolman and Gavin Rasmussen, accompanied by head of music, Josh Quinn. As the project looks to expand creatively and hear new voices this year, for the first time ever, the concert will feature a hip-hop element. Local poet, musician, and producer Light Pole, who has worked on the Poetry and Music Project as a teaching artist for several years, will perform pieces he created by working with students on rhyme structure and composition and producing a hip-hop beat inspired by the themes and tones in their poems. And now, I think we're ready to start the concert. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Yay. This first piece is Seasons in North Omaha, with words and melody by Adeline Olsen, music by Sidney Marquez Boquirin, performed by Alejandra Sandoval Montañez.
Springtime in the north is like a melody in my heart. Dewdrops on daisies, the calm and quiet dark. Summer in the north is light falling on my face. Summer brings warmth, happiness and grace. My neighbors in autumn, the kind and silent type, the crisp air blows when the apples are ripe. A cold and freezing winter is nothing to compare to a heart that's full of joy and good feelings everywhere. When spring song comes again, I smell small but still curved, and smile at my family, my neighborhood. My
For me, that piece sounded like leaves falling and then regrowing on the leaves. It's so loving and gentle. It felt exactly what seasons sound like to me. This next piece that you're going to hear is called Omaha's Embrace, with words by Jackson Ward, music by Sidney Marquez Boquirin, performed by Jesse Woolman.
By the banks of the mighty Missouri flow, Omaha stands where dreams still grow, a city of strength, of heart, of cheer, where past and present intertwine so near. From old markets cobblestones greet, to bustling parks where families meet, the warmth of neighbors, a steady light, guiding through day and into night. The skyline rises bold and true, yet whispers of prairie still filter through. With art, with culture, and fields of gold, Omaha spirit quietly bold. Through winter's chill and summer's
You all stopped clapping so quickly. You could extend it a little bit. It won't hurt my feelings. That piece makes me feel like everything is possible. And I have more that I want to say about this, but if you've looked at your agenda for today, for the program, you may have noticed that Omaha's Embrace is going to be performed again later. We'll touch on that in a second. We are entering part 2 of today's program called Hardship and Hope. This first song is In the Land of Unknown, with words by Shevaani, Rajith, Varman, Janani, music by Sydney Marquez Bokiran, performed by Rosemary Joyce.
We can find the way which is
For me, that piece has so much longing and like looking for connection, but also so much celebration, and I have enjoyed hearing it today and also when they let me join rehearsal yesterday. This next piece that we are going to hear in part 2 of today's program is called Invisible to Us, with words by Madelynn Torson, music by Sydney Marquez Bokiran, performed by Rosemary Joyce, Alejandra Sandoval Montañez, and Gavin Rasmussen.
and on the street and in the shadows.
You may see us pushing a cart of all we have, and you look away, either you're guilty of looking at us, or you wrinkle your nose.
We're mostly innocent.
Mostly,
It's only when you see us at the store.
or next to you, actually there, that you yell out away, as if we're animals, things, and all that it. We start to wonder, aren't we people too? Aren't we people too?
Aren't we people?
Aren't we people too? Aren't we people too? But it's when we see the smiles of children happy to give to us, we maybe think we can sing again.
For me, invisible to us, it's insisting, it's confronting, and following the journey from aren't we people too to we can be seen again is so powerful. We are about to enter a very fun, this whole thing is very fun, let me specify. I am having fun with all of this, I hope you are too. I hope you're taking the time to reflect on what you're hearing and really appreciating what the artists have created for you. This next section that we are entering is the hip hop section, and I have a little bit of a preface. As we enter the hip hop portion of this program, I want you to know you can allow yourself more expression in your appreciation. If you hear a line you like, you can make what we call in like the poetry and hip hop world like yummy sounds. You could say like if you hear a line that you really like, yes, thank you for practicing. You can admire out loud. A yes or speak on it or speak poet is affirmation that you connect with the piece. Be free in your expression, but also be respectful because you still want to hear the art. And you are going to listen to Light Pole perform 4 pieces. The original Denny's with words by Mayor Ferguson, Neighbor Behavior with words by Addi Bryan, Fowler Street with words by M. Bonar, and Omaha's Embrace with words by Jackson Ward, with music all by LP, performed by LP, Light Pole.
I just want to start off saying thank you guys for coming. And it was a huge honor to be selected for this and be able to select some of these poems. So shout out to Marin, Addi, M, and Jackson. All right, you guys ready? So the first piece we're going to start off with today is by Marin Ferguson, the original Denny's. And my name is... Here we go. Yeah. Denny's is a restaurant that is known to all, but the restaurant is not the Denny's I recall. A kindly man lives at the peak of the circle I call home. His smile is a comfort to anyone who roams. Throughout our circle and streets, the kids all know his name. For Denny threw the best ice cream parties, then we came. See, I was small, and oftentimes in the summer, Denny would ask me to be his runner. See, I go house to house and announce the occasion. Everyone prepare for the ice cream invasion. Then Denny with his wondrous smile would set up tables. And anyone could come, anyone, yes, if they were able. Any kid on the street could get some ice cream. And Denny would make sure that everyone was seen. Denny would smile, and if you said please, he would give you 2 scoops or maybe even 3. So to me, it seems quite clear. The original Denny's started right here, right here, right here. Started right here. Original Denny's by Marion Ferguson. Yeah. So I had a lot of fun working on these. This is another fun one. Neighbor Behavior by Addi, Bryan. All right. The girl across the street, turning cartwheels in the heat. Yeah. The boy right down the lane. Neighbor Behavior. The girl across the street, turning cartwheels in the heat. The boy right down the lane is romping in the mud when it rains. Yeah. The girl next door is shooting hoops, sweating. She needs ice cream, 2 scoops. Legend. The parents across the driveway are blowing kisses to the 3-year-old outside making wishes. Kids on the corner jumping on the trampoline, flipping quietly but never seen. I gaze out the window at my neighborhood, and I think it has everything it should. It should. It should. Has everything it should. It should. It should. It should. Hey, 'cause the girl across the street, hey, turning cartwheels in the heat. Hey, said the boy right down the lane, hey, is romping in the mud when it rains. Neighbor Behavior. Addi, Bryan. Okay, so this next one we have is Fowler Street by M. Bonar. This one was probably the most fun and creatively challenging because Bonar had a very beautiful piece and I had to tweak it slightly. So thank you, M, for allowing me some creative freedom, and we'll get into Fowler Street. I met an old man on Fowler. His cane wobbled underneath his froggy hands. His legs looked held together by rubber bands. And he rambled on about sorry men and a little hat that had a dress that starts with 10. And a new complex just down the street with a brand new tech rushed to be obsolete. And the pigeon place where the well-meaning men wishes goodbye to the little bird friends. I met an old man on Fowler. His head was hardly wrinkled like the wilted flowers that were never sprinkled, but somehow kept the color alive. And now the roots can't pick what they need to survive. So I met an old man on Fowler, yeah, because this nice little place is where the happy kids once raced. Down the paved grave streets with little bikes where they used to complain with fake swords had spikes. This nice little place that was once a home is now filled with trimmed grass and garden gnomes. I met an old man on Fowler. I saw joy in his eyes, just like the blueberry pies we used to give to the new ones in town. The ones we used to celebrate even when we were down. The ones that are gone, now the city took notice of a plot for a citywide bonus. Yeah, I met an old man on Fowler. Hey, said I met an old man on Fowler. Hey, said I had an old man on Fowler. Yeah, said I met an old man on Fowler by M. Bonar. Last but not least, as a native Omaha, Nebraskan, born and raised, refused to die in. This was a very endearing piece to me. So, Omaha's Embrace by Jackson Ward. Here we go. Omaha's Embrace. Yeah. By the banks of the mighty Missouri flow, Omaha stands where dreams still grow. A city of strength, of heart of cheer, where past and present intertwine so near. From old Marcus charm, cobblestones greet, to bustling parks where families meet. The warmth of neighbors bring a steady light, guiding through the day and well into the night. The skyline raises so bold and true, yet whispers of prairie still filter through with art, with culture and gold. Omaha's spirit is quietly bold through winter's chill and then summer's heat. Community thrives on each and every street with open arms. It welcomes all. In Omaha's heart, no one stands small. Here roots run deep, futures soar. A city of hope forevermore. Omaha's story, a tale well spun, a tapestry woven here by everyone. Omaha's Embrace by Jackson Ward. Give a big shout out to all the poets tonight, y'all. Thank you so much. My name is Lightpole. Have a good rest of the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, LP, for bringing hip hop to this poetry and music concert. I hope that you all are taking the time to, I've said this once, but really reflect on what these artists are writing and sharing with you, what they're sharing about community and how they see themselves here. As someone who was born and raised in Omaha, I know what it feels like to grow up around people that think the only thing to do in Omaha is leave Omaha. And we have so much beauty here, so much art, so much talent. And I love the affirmation of that we're hearing in these pieces. We are entering into part 3 of today's program called 3 Memories, where we are going to hear 3 memories. The first of this part is My Neighborhood, with words by Madison Dornbusch, music by Sydney Marquez Bokirin, performed by Gavin Rasmussen.
I play in, the little circle I live on, and the little neighborhood I grew up in. I remember the laughter of my friends. I remember every freshly baked cookie from my grandma's house. I remember the sweet summer air, the friendly smiles, the bike rides, the dogs barking from each house, the sunny days, and the wind flowing through my hair.
I know these are memories, so me saying I can feel the nostalgia in that piece sounds a little obvious, but I do, and it is beautiful. This next piece is Flying Home, with words by Alan Friesz, music by Sydney Marquez Bokirin, performed by Rosemary Joyce.
Dark and empty night.
Piece is so powerful and so bright for being like 5 lines long. I hope you all, I keep saying this because I want you to use your resources, but also to like really take in the experience. If you can and want to read along to the words while you're hearing them performed, I feel like it adds another layer to the experience. Or if you want to sit and take it in, read it later, up to you, it's your life. I'm not gonna go down there and open it up for you. This last piece in this part of 3 memories is Footsteps, with words by Nora Barth, music by Sydney Marquez Bokirin, performed by Gavin Rasmussen and Jesse Woolman.
Distant past lay deep footprints and sled tracks in the snow, long melted from a childhood. Our world was made of doorbells and porches, bare feet on warm concrete, and
was never meant to last long. Moving trucks come and go. Only we remain hunched over in dark room. Our faces illuminated by blue light, our bikes stored away, our sleds forgotten. The sleds Red leaves, rainy days, the birds flew south together. They left the trees their homes, and so will we. The real question then is what kind of memories will be bringing with us. Years from now, perhaps a new doorbell and a creaking porch will remind us where our hearts were formed. Over the fence, on the swing, begging as the sun set for 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. In the streets that now echoeth with our footsteps. Footsteps.
For me, Footsteps honors the past and offers us peace as we reflect on the journey. Really thoughtful piece. We are entering into this final section of the program, Part 4, Home Pride. This first piece in this section is called Our Beautiful Neighborhood, with words by Rishi Chundury, with music by Sydney Marquez Bokiran, performed by Jesse Woolman.
Within the quiet streets we dwell, where echoes of children's laughter resonate. Each paved path yearns a tale to tell. The happiness could be captured in a blank slate. Food trucks line the streets with scents of lands afar. Conversations bloom in the paved paths and enchanted parks. A mural blossoms where a stone wall once stood, a hidden reservoir. Parents communicate with one another while speaking under their dogs' barks. The corner store glows bright with evening trade. Neon reflections dance as deals are fulfilled. Teenagers glide down the bright streets on their rollerblades. Points are played at the local tennis court as the players are skilled. This neighborhood alive with a burning fire transforms the mundane to what we aspire.
Our beautiful neighborhood shows a vibrant place full of potential. And this next piece that we are going into is another vibrant piece. Its title is De Donde Soy, with words by Helen Ruiz, music by Sydney Marquez Bokiran, performed by Alejandra Sandoval Montañez.
En el corazón de Sudamérica brilla Colombia, la es tierra de mil colores, donde el café danza en la orilla y el viento susurra entre los amores. Colombia es pasión, es amor y alegría, un abrazo sincero en cada mirada. En sus paisajes se sienta la vida, un país que al mundo
De Donde Soy is a jewel-toned, radiant admiration for a home that is far from here physically, but perhaps brought closer through music, through what we just heard. I have had the joy of getting to host this whole concert for you, and I'm not done yet. I'm just letting you know I'm having fun. But unfortunately, I do have the displeasure of letting you know we only have one song left. This piece is Heart of the Town, with words by Michaela Brown, music by Sydney Marquez Belcurin, performed by Rosemary Joyce, Alejandra Sandoval Montañez, Gavin Rasmussen, and Jesse Woolman.
heart lies a radiant gleam. In our tongue the sun shines bright.
Every face a friendly light.
And we walk this way. In our community, joy will stay. Smiles and kindness all around. In this place, love is found. Together we build and dream. We build and dream. We build and dream.
At this point, I would like to bring up all of the student poets to the stage. Please come join us.
While our student poets are joining us, my name is Lauren Medici. I'm the Director of Partnerships and Programs at Opera Omaha, and I am so delighted that you're all here today to enjoy the culmination of this year-long project that we do. We could not do it without a few people. First of all, our project partners, Nebraska Writers Collective, as well as American Opera Projects, funding that we receive from the Nebraska Cultural Endowment, Humanities Nebraska, and the Nebraska Arts Council. I would also love to thank all of our teachers and our parents who are both in the room and not in the room for supporting these wonderful young poets and creatives and allowing them to shine. We appreciate you so much. Specifically at Nebraska Writers Collective, we need to thank Gina Trinisi, Zadika Poindexter, LP, Pat McAvoy, and Bianca Swift, who all led poetry and music workshops for us this fall. And of course, we couldn't do without our wonderful Opera Omaha staff, who has taken on various parts of this year-long program. But most especially, I want to thank our youth poets who are here and for sharing your wonderful words and your voices with us in this place. It takes a lot of vulnerability to write down your thoughts and feelings in that way and then to share them with us and give them over to a composer to create with. So we thank you all so much for submitting, and take a bow. One more bow. Go on up, yeah. Take a bow. Thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you'll join us right across the hall where we have a reception. There's some snacks in there and also the opportunity for photos and all of that. So thank you so much for being here for our Poetry and Music Project concert. I'll also note that we have our first Opera Omaha Family Opera coming up in June, and we would love to see you and keep participating with us and submitting and keep writing. Thanks, everyone.